Hey, how's it going? It's Anthony. I stream over on Twitch at Anthok Gaming, Monday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays at 8 p.m. Central. Just want to make a quick video. It's just sharing some of my thoughts about a major issue in virtual reality as of today. It's currently December 19th, 2020, and I would assume that VR is going to grow more and more every month since making this video. But first off, what authority do I have to speak on any of this? Well, I've done VR for the past 6 years about, really kind of starting with the plug-in phone VR. I was fascinated by that. I played quite a bit of that, and I very quickly jumped on to PlayStation VR and the Vive and the first Oculus, and I currently own the Valve Index and the Oculus Quest 2. I got both the Quest 1 and Quest 2 at launch, and the Index within the first year. I play VR a lot. I stream VR a lot. And I just wanted to share a couple things that I've noticed and that I think are major issues, or one major issue that currently plagues VR and just consumers around VR today. First, some people might think that the sales of virtual reality and the access to virtual reality is one of the biggest issues, but I would argue that it's not. I would argue that that is changing daily because more and more people are purchasing VR headsets, and the Oculus Quest 2 has made that much more of a reality for many people. No pun intended. But more and more people are getting into virtual reality because the cost is only $300. And I know you might say $300 for a VR headset, but wait, what about this? What about this? When you look at current gen consoles, $500 to get like an Xbox One Series X or a PlayStation 5, $300 for a VR headset where you're completely changing the game. You're stepping into the game. People will look at that as, hey, it's cheaper than a PS5. It's more available than a PS5. And so the barrier for entry has gone down a ton. I've actually pulled up this graph as well. Here we can see the number of headsets sold, and this only goes up through 2019. It is going up and up and up, and it's starting to look exponential, and I really think it will take off. We, of course, have Sony with the most headsets sold, being on the PlayStation 4 platform for quite a while and being the most advertised and well-known, I would say, amongst gamers, at least console gamers. But we can see that Oculus is really taking off within there with 1.7 million headsets sold in 2019, and that is, of course, only going higher and higher with the launch of the Quest 2. So I would argue that sales are not the biggest issue that plagues VR today. I would argue that it is, of course, games, and specifically what you can do in VR. There are wonderful experiences that people like myself has spent over 100 hours in one single experience, one single game. There are people who buy VR headsets exclusively to play VR Chat, a free game that you can play on the Quest 1, the Quest 2, or PC VR. But other than a couple things that some people spend hundreds of hours in, like Skyrim VR, once you mod it, there aren't games that are making people say, I need to get VR to play that. There were millions of people who bought a PlayStation 5 and an Xbox Series X to play games that, to my knowledge, are also playable on the older gen consoles. Now, Cyberpunk being one of the major ones, which clearly runs better on newer hardware, you're kind of out of luck on the PlayStation 4 or the old Xboxes. But people are jumping up and they're getting these upgraded systems when, in all honesty, currently there isn't that many games to make them make that jump. But what they know is that there will be games. There will be those things in the future that they need the PlayStation 5 or they need the latest Xbox 4. And games need to become that way for virtual reality. There needs to be more and more crazy AAA titles that come out that you can play on your VR headset. And within this idea of there needs to be more games, well, there's an issue with the current games that are out now. There's a split in the market for VR games. There's the ones that run on an Oculus headset, completely standalone like a console, no computer required. And then there's the ones that need a computer. And there is a lot of muddied water between the difference in these two things. I'm going to go ahead and go into Google right now, and I'm just going to do a search, and I'm going to look up best Oculus Quest 2 games. So let's go ahead and check it out, and let's see what we find. I go here, best Quest 2 games, and I click on that. Look at what we find. And this might not jump out immediately to people, but I'm seeing games here that are not on the Quest 2. If we go to Beat Saber, that's over here. You can't really quite see it because of the way that I have it set up. But Beat Saber's right here on the side. That's on Quest 2. Super Hot, yeah, that's on Quest 2. All of these, Quest 2, Quest 2, Quest 2. Wait a minute. Medal of Honor Above and Beyond. That's not a game that runs on Quest 2. And if we scroll even more here, Asgard's Wrath. That's not a game that runs on Quest 2. There is a confusingness to the market currently with VR games. People who haven't bought a Quest 2 yet, they're thinking about it. They're going to look at these and say, oh my gosh, I can play these games just off this basic Google search, because we know that's how people operate today. They just take what they see right away. Oh, I'm going to be able to play Medal of Honor. Cool. They're going to take it at this value, this face value here. Like, yeah, I typed in best Oculus Quest 2 games. Of course, I can play Medal of Honor. It's here. But then they're going to get their headset and they're going to say, where's Medal of Honor? It's not on the Quest currently. Or they're going to say, where's Asgard's Wrath? It's not on the Quest currently. When I buy a new console, or back when I was buying new consoles, I would say if I can find 5 games right now that I can justify I would play all the way through on the console, I could justify buying it. And someone might look and say, oh, I can play Medal of Honor. Oh, I can play Asgard's Wrath. But they really can't on the Quest 2, because people are going to be confused when they buy their headset. And if they can't play those games, or they think they could have played more, well, they might end up not playing it as much as they could. They might not encourage others to buy a headset and join them in VR. And that kind of leads me into my last point. So many games that come out now are multiplayer, which is wonderful. We love to play with our friends. That's really what gaming is all about, at least in one aspect. Playing with people, sharing the moments with people, talking with people, and multiplayer is a great way to achieve that. And with virtual reality being a niche of gaming, multiplayer for especially specific types of games is a niche within that niche, and games that are 100% multiplayer tend to die out, as we know, from consoles, from anything, unless they are huge and crazy popular. And so then the issue is, okay, there's these really cool multiplayer games on VR, but by the time I get my VR headset, are they still going to be going? Are there still going to be servers running? Are there still going to be people playing? One thing I've noticed is that some of the really, really big multiplayer games, like Pavlov, like Onward, like Echo VR or Echo Arena, have always had great player bases because they are absolutely amazing multiplayer games in VR. But then there's games that I've even purchased myself that I've seen the player base totally die out of. And there's even games now that are being announced, hey, we're going to stop support. We're not going to run our multiplayer servers. And that kind of makes people turn off from VR because they're like, well, wait, am I going to put money into this and then not be able to play this game that I love now in a year, in 6 months? Is it going to die out? Is the community going to go away? And those are issues that plague any gaming platform. But with the sheer numbers of people gaming on Xbox consoles, PlayStation consoles, Switch consoles, and especially mobile, well, those multiplayer issues don't seem to be happening anymore. Things stay open for a very, very long time. Communities continue to play these games. You could hop into Black Ops 3 right now, and there's still people playing that game, even though it's pretty old at this point. There's games that came out a couple years ago in VR that have completely dead player bases. You can't play multiplayer anymore. You can't find matches. It's happened to me in a couple games. So that's just me sharing my 2 cents here. I wanted to make a quick video. It may have gone a little longer than I expected, but I really think some of these things need to be cleared out. What games can you play on a Quest standalone? What games do you need a PC for? And really, what games are coming out? What can we get excited about in VR? Because we need some big AAA games to look forward to and know that if I buy this hardware, I'm going to have good games to look forward to. And there are some that I think a lot of people are looking forward to in virtual reality. One major one is Lone Echo 2, but that has been pushed and pushed and pushed. And I think it's going to go to the point where it is standalone on Quest 2 and they try to get it to run there because then there isn't confusion. do I need a PC or can it run on my headset alone? But at this point, I think I'm kind of rambling on here, but I'd love to hear your thoughts on VR. What do you think VR needs to continue moving forward, and what do you think currently causes issues within the whole VR space in terms of consumers and players? I'd love to hear your thoughts. So take care, and I hope to see you in the future. And like I said before, I stream on Twitch every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday at 8 p.m. Central. So I hope to see you there. Take care. Bye.